I don't have a lot of time. I'm coming to you from my bunker. My family and friends are trying to convince me to come out. But it's all just tricks, phantoms, illusions wearing their face. They don't know me. They know the person I was, the person I used to be. Who I am now is weird. It's wrong. Who's this man with a needle and a white coat? I'm sorry about that, guys. Just getting my court-mandated hourly injections of Domekeeper. And what is Domekeeper, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you, you silly sausage. Domekeeper is a pixel tower defense survival, but not what any of those... Okay, look, so you've blasted down to this resource and artifact-rich planet, right? Right, but that planet has a bunch of monsters that don't like you, right? Right. Okay, so we need to drill down to locate the artifacts, but also obtain resources that we need to fortify our dome, right? Right. Okay, so these monsters are going to be coming more frequently the more we mine stuff, right? Right, so we need to find the final artifact so we can leave this planet, right? Right. And these monsters, they're going to be attacking at night, giving us the entire day to mine, gather resources, and upgrade defenses ahead of the next monster's attack, right? Right. Okay, so that's what Domekeeper is. You're drilling down into the planet to find materials and artifacts, including the final artifact, so that you can leave the planet. But you'll also need to build up your defenses. As you dig deeper and deeper, you'll find ancient artifacts that, when you bring back to your epic gaming chair, will give you a choice between different upgrades for that run. Some upgrades add things like an automatic drill that's always drilling down, and if you upgrade it, you attach 2 additional vibrating heads. And this wacky part here that goes sideways. Or a little drill buddy that you can carry into the caverns and it'll dig an area for you. Don't forget to wake it up if it gets sleepy on the job. I left you here with one task. I'm going to strike you now. Shh, 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 shh.
伝えて。
9秒経過
As well as other strange encounters, like a seed that, when dropped on the ground, slowly becomes a tree that gives you +1 iron resource. Okay, I need you to look over here for a second. I need to show you these resources, right? Okay, so we have 3 materials. Iron, used for the bulk of your upgrades, and will most likely be the most used resource. Followed by water and cobalt. Both are used in different upgrades, like more effective shields,
or the ability to wrap myself in the power of Thor's lightning for a short
duration. And those weapons? Well, as you do more runs, you'll unlock more domes, starting off with a pretty basic laser dome, to a dome that's just a big sword, to a Tesla dome
that also imbues you with the power of Thor's lightning, but as attacks.
These weapons can be upgraded with the same resources you obtain through the run to give them better ammo efficiency, let the weapon move around the dome faster, or even something like an electrified blade. Some of the weapon and gadget combos you can utilize are, well, very interesting. The game is supported by a similarly retro soundtrack that manages to be both solemn and contemplative, but also warm and cozy. But there are a few songs that hit differently. The song that plays as you carry the final piece back to the dome and comes just before the final and largest wave. Is a weird calm before the storm feeling that adds weight to this seemingly weightless pendulum you carry. And the song when you complete a run? Certified Bob. The sounds that go along with it also have a powerful effect. The minimal chirps that innocuously sound at you to announce the impending wave of enemies is a noise that has replaced the Skyrim battlefield as an indicator for danger is near in my mind. The sound as enemies thud against your dome adds to the atmosphere of a hopeless last stand, and if you were slow to get back to your base, you'll hear those thuds echo through your cave as you race to get back to the dome. I'm coming. Dreadfully sorry about that. We needed to take control of the situation to have this go where it needs to. It's for the good of the guild. And as long as you're good for the guild will be good for you. Did he tell you about the different modes? Well, there's the standard mode, Relicunt, that lets you set different parameters like the size of the cavern, the difficulty of the waves, and modifiers for the run. There's my personal favourite, which is Guild Assignment, which lets you do either a regular or a challenge level, with a stipulation. Like you have the same amount of time as normal, but the monsters all come at one wave right at the very end, or the planet having inverted gravity. And lastly, there's Prestige mode, which is much like the standard mode with a twist. Every round gives you a score, and you increase the multiplier for your score by giving certain amounts of resources to the Keepers Guild, which adds a nice balancing game of giving enough resources up to have a better multiplier, but not giving up too much that you can't afford to upgrade your defences. The different combinations of gadgets and weapons and domes allow for varied ways of playing that nurture the just one more run energy the game has and will suck hours out of you should you let it. It pops up on sale here and there, but it is well worth the price off sale. The game frequently gets updated with a persistent leaderboard, balance changes, but the dev team are working on a console release and multiplayer, which means you'll probably need to stay in here a bit longer, right? I was going to wake this other guy up for the whole multiplayer thing, but you probably haven't had an isolation episode, right? No additional voices, but besides the one that says to gather more resources for the guild, of course. Yes, indeed, we do have some resources to mine, and a pair of extra hands would certainly help this. Question though, are you all good at piloting the gun? That guy before we had to provide assistance to, was he repairing the glass? Oh, just ignore that. It's probably fine. Hey, is it feeling a little bit drafty in here?